Hey guys, Professor Bill, Comic Book University, and Avengers No Road Home, issue number 8 of 10. No, it's coming to a close pretty soon. It doesn't feel like it when you're reading the comic book. It's just as intense as it was in the very first issue. No, actually, I think it's more intense. This is a crazy good comic book, guys. So we got writer Jim Zub, Mark Waid, and Al Ewing. Artist Carlo Barberi. Color artist Jesus Abertov. What's up? Letters, VC's Joe Sabino. Cover, Yasmin Putri. Variant cover, Matteo Sclera and Rain Barreto. Graphic design, Carlos Lau. And Joshua James Shaw doing the Knicks family designs. So, man, we get Avengers, Jack Kirby, Stan Lee. We get Robert E. Howard on, what do you call it, the Conan character. I don't know why the Hulk decided to go to Planet Euphoria. I was really hoping that we would get that explanation in this issue. Maybe we'll get it next issue. Maybe we'll never know why he chose to go to Euphoria. But he did have a plan, and he goes to it. Look, there's some things that are really messy in this comic book. Like, you know, it's one thing in the Avengers Endgame movie for Captain America and all the Avengers to be there, and Black Panther, you know, in Wakanda talking about, do this, rally the troops, protect the border, pull up the shield, and get this man a shield. All right, it's one thing for them to just be like, okay, well, we happen to have a bunch of vibranium shields lying around anyway. Here's one. It's not quite your design, but hey, yeah, that's one thing. But when you got Hawkeye, like, here's the Immortal Hulk and Nyx, and they are ready to go at it. And they're just going to stare each other down for how long now? Meanwhile, Clint Barton is like, make me some arrows. And he grabs like, there's just happens to be a tree right next to him. That's on this place that just looks so barren. There just happens to be a tree right next to him. Awesome. And he pulls down one of these broken tree branches that just happens to be in the shape of a really good bow. And even though it's cracked, has anybody here ever actually made a bow before? Has anybody tried to explore their Native American heritage and actually make a bow before? I have. I made a long bow and a short bow. And let me tell you something. You can't be using some old dead wood. You can't use wood like that. But I guess this is Euphoria, so things can happen very quickly. It's just, you know, all your hearts and desires, all right? This world actually came about in, I believe it was Dan Slott's run. That's the impression that I got by the end of this comic book. Unfortunately, I never read Dan Slott's run. Excuse me, his run of Silver Surfer. Unfortunately, I never read that. I know there's a whole bunch of people throwing all sorts of, like this is the Rocky Horror Picture Show. People just throwing fruit at the screen, talking about, you know, how dare you not seen that? And yes, I deserve that. I totally deserve that, because I've had plenty of people telling me, you gotta read Dan Slott's run on Silver Surfer, and I haven't yet, but it's a slow week. Maybe I can. Maybe I'll read it this week. We'll see. Anyway, stop throwing fruit at me, please. It's a total waste. So, anyway, makes a bow really quick. Rocket is able to make these 2 arrows. The commentary between these two guys is so over the top. I love it. I love it. What Rocket says, if you're not laughing at that, you need to go take a nap because you're tired. Wake up, come back, read it. You'll get the joke. You'll laugh. Freaking hysterical. Seeing the Hulk versus Nyx was cool. I was expecting him to do a better job of this. And if you read The Immortal Hulk this week also, then you're kind of like, oh, wait a second. I just saw this in that issue also. He gets beaten the exact same way in both books. That's on Mr. Ewing. Maybe he did that on purpose. Maybe this is supposed to be a reflection of, because a lot of these things seem to be going back and forth. A lot of these things seem to cross over, but in different worlds, different realms. There's a part earlier in this where they mention, not in this book, but in this title, No Surrender, I remember where they're like, you know, oh, we're in hell, I'm in hell. No, you're not. You're in hell back in over there. I think that happens in this book also. What's going on, dude? So I'd be really interested to see how this book and that book are meant to cross over. I'd love to see like some show notes for that. Anyway, Conan proves to be pretty badass. If you take his sword and you take his axe and you hold down his arms, he's still going to bite you in the face. And that actually happens in this book. The Oasis guy, yeah. There's an analogy there. There's a symbolism there, I should say, which is so perfect, so spot on. I don't know who is responsible for this. I don't know who's responsible for making this symbolism in here of Hercules getting a glance at what he really looks like. But this take on despair is perfect. It's perfect. I didn't put the book down and ruminate over or anything, but I did, like, I kind of just sat back a little bit. I'm like, wow, that was really good. That was really good. Check it. If you don't understand what I derive from it, comment below. I'll respond. But, well, as long as within the first, day or so. Otherwise, sorry, dude, I can't respond to everything. But I try. I'll try. Hopefully somebody else can respond also. But, yeah, Conan in this, there's a little bit of symbolism there, too. Love bites, love bleeds. It's taking me to my knees. If you guys know the song that I'm referencing there, without looking it up on Google, good on you. They just went in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame recently, so even better. What do you call it? But no, Hercules, as much as I love the Immortal Hulk, I think Hercules had the best scene in here. I got to give it up to Hercules, which is good, because he should. Also made me think a whole lot more about the legend of Hercules. I always try to find a bad part about a comic book, and this is always going to be the easiest way for me to find a bad part, is this weird love affair, this out of nowhere love affair between Scarlet Witch and Chris Jericho. Jericho Drum. Break the walls down! If you're not a wrestling fan, you're not going to get that. But anyway, at one point she sees Jericho, and, it's not really him. It's just Oasis messing with her. And she's like, Jericho, my love. Mother, what? Y'all already at that? Where's the lost years of these two? Where's the lost years where these two, they knew each other for, some time now, back in the, what was that, New Avengers? I can't remember. They knew each other for some time now, but I mean, come on. It's like, you saved me. I'm in love with you. What is this? My love already? My love? Come on, man. Look. In my mind, this can be completely rectified if we see the lost years. It doesn't have to be the lost years, but do a year one of their relationship where they actually start dating, and then we actually see them. Because right now we haven't seen anything from these two. Uncanny Avengers, criminally, was canceled or just ended, whatever. I don't know the behind the scenes for that because I'm just some jackass on YouTube who reads comic books and tells you about them. That's, what I'm saying? So I'm not going to sit here and talk about, I know the secrets. I don't ask people the secrets. I've never once asked somebody behind the scenes, hey, so when such and such happens, what are you going to do? I've never done that in private, in public, whatever, meeting, the writers and the artists and whatnot. I've never once done that. I never will. God willing. But dude, if the Zub, the man himself, decides, I'm going to do a 5-issue limited series. We had Scarlet Witch and the Vision. Let's do Scarlet Witch and Jericho. That would be badass. Show, bit of a prequel to now, but what happened in between Uncanny Avengers and this book? Show that book. Show where these two just go on their first little coffee cup, meeting. Then they decide to make a full date. And then they move, and, their little relationship process where they go on an adventure. They get attacked by somebody. Bova comes back for revenge on, you were an ungrateful child. And just, just something. And let me see their freaking relationship, because I'm so, oh my God, I can't sit here, how do I express this? It just doesn't feel earned at all. It really feels like some stalker stuff, okay? And we've all seen it. Some of you may be responsible for it, where you're just like, oh yeah, we're on our second date. Dude, I love this girl so much. If you're just talking trash, if you're just talking, it's like, yeah. But if you're like, no, I seriously love this girl, I'm going to marry her. You just met her, dude. You're planning your second date now. What's going on? When's the last time you got some? Because, dude, that's what this feels like with both of them. And I don't like it. I don't like it. It just doesn't feel like they actually had a relationship, like they went on one lousy date and all of a sudden, let's get married and have kids. Scarlet Witch with kids, by the way. Have we not learned our lesson? Anyway, that's literally it's the only criticism I have. But unfortunately for me, it's a huge criticism. Enough of the I love you stuff. Let me see the whole relationship with bad guys attacking them too. Let me see why they love each other. I want to see that. I want to see that. Then I could just let it all go. Anyway, it might just be me who has to hold on to it for a while. And I don't really care. Professor Bill, Comic Book University. Class dismissed.